At 8 a.m., my phone alarm went off, urging me to get moving. I jumped out of bed, rushed downstairs to put the kettle on, and then went back upstairs to take a quick shower. I figured that all hell would break loose right after 9 a.m., so I wanted to be ready. My wife, Joanne, was still fast asleep. We had only gotten home at 4 a.m. after dropping our youngest daughter, Michelle, off at college. I couldn't understand why Joanne was so tired that she slept through all of this, considering that I had driven 500 miles there and back, and she had slept almost the entire way. Joanne and I had been married for almost 25 years. We had 3 wonderful children whom I was very proud of, as they had all gone to university. Our eldest daughter, Estelle, had graduated last year and was now, in theory, traveling the world with a backpack. David was about to start his final year at Oxford, and we had just dropped Michelle off in Newcastle. After showering, I hurried downstairs, made coffee, and took it to the bedroom. "Here's your coffee, sleepyhead." "God, what time is it?" "It's almost 9, time to get up." "Why? Don't we have anything planned for today?" she asked, sitting down to drink her coffee. Meanwhile, I threw 2 suitcases on the bed and started packing clothes into them. Joanne looked at me for a few seconds, then her curiosity got the better of her. "What are you doing?" "What does it look like, my love? Let me give you a hint. I'm taking clothes out of the closet and dresser and putting them in suitcases. I'd call it packing. What about you?" "Why are you packing? Are you going somewhere?" "Well, I thought it was obvious." "Where? Why?" "Why? Sit down and tell me yourself. Don't you know?" "No, I don't know." Joanne turned pale. She had thought of me as a fool for years and had no idea that I had guessed what she was doing behind my back. "Joanne, how do I make my living?" "You run a security company and keep people safe, I believe." "I don't know for sure." "You travel a lot, meet people, but you never tell me about your work, so I'm not sure." "It would be more honest of you to say that you never cared what I do. As long as you had money, you didn't show the slightest interest in how I earned it. For all you know, I could be a bank robber." "Don't be silly. When we got married, you told me you worked for a large security firm. Then you started your own company. I know you work hard, but you never told me what you do." "Yes, Joanne, I do run a security firm. When our friends or acquaintances ask, I usually give them a vague answer. But in reality, I run a detective agency. I have 20 private investigators working for me. They all specialize in different areas. Some investigate corporate fraud and screen potential employees. Some do computer security, and some do what we call domestic affairs." Joanne suddenly turned pale, and I thought she was going to throw up. "Are you okay, Joanne? If you're going to be sick, try not to get on my clothes. Do you want me to get you a bowl?" "Don't be silly. I'm not going to be sick. But I don't understand what your work has to do with your packing. Are you going on a trip you didn't tell me about?" I walked over to the dresser where my laptop was, lifted the screen, and tapped the touchpad. The screen lit up, and an image of Joanne appeared, kneeling naked. The speakers blared with the moans of a man in pleasure. "Well, I feel terrible. When I first saw the video of you doing that..." Joanne quickly went on the offensive. "What did you expect? You haven't made love to me in years. I had to find satisfaction somewhere. Just because you lost interest in sex with me, you thought I should give up sex too." "Joanne, I stopped making love to you when I found out you were having a threesome with Tony and Greg, 2 trainers from the fitness club. Speaking of them, have you heard anything from Tony lately?" Joanne didn't answer. She just sat there staring at the screen. "You didn't answer. Have you heard anything from Tony lately?" "No, probably not. Well, just so you know, he was admitted to an AIDS clinic last month. If I were you, I'd get tested." Joanne was now crying out loud. "You bastard! You knew and you didn't say anything." "I didn't know what? I didn't know you slept with everyone you liked? Or did I not know Tony had AIDS? To be honest, I don't know how long he's been sick. Since you haven't slept with him in about 3 years, you're probably safe." but that doesn't mean you didn't catch something from one of the other bastards you slept with. Why didn't you tell me? If you had told me when you found out about Tony and Greg, I would have stopped cheating on you. What would have been the point? You've been cheating on me since the beginning of our marriage. You didn't give a damn about me or my feelings. If I had argued with you, you would have run off to one of your bastards and left me with the children. No. When I found out you were sleeping around, I decided to wait until the children were out of the house and then leave you. You're a cold bastard. Are you saying you plan to leave me as soon as our children left home? Not our children, Joanne. Your children. Only Estelle is mine. David and Michelle have other fathers. Don't be stupid. Of course you're their father. I doubt you know which of your lovers is their father. But you know that DNA is a wonderful science. It can be used to determine who a child's father is. It took my people some time, but now I know who their fathers are, and I've taken steps to rectify the situation. That's ridiculous. You're the father of all three of our children. I raised my hand to silence Joanne. Damn it, woman, you've been cheating on me since the beginning of our relationship, before and after our wedding. I worked like a dog for years to buy you everything you wanted. You've been mocking me for years, and I finally caught you. Stop pretending you're not a fool. As of today, you're free. Now you can sleep with whoever you want with a clear conscience. At that moment, the phone rang. That's for you, Joanne. I'm surprised they didn't call sooner. Joanne glared at me as she picked up the phone. Then I heard one side of an amusing conversation. Hello? Yes, it's me. What's he doing? How much does it cost? 300,000 pounds. You must be joking. He can't do that. Can he? I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't know he knew. He just said he was leaving me. How should I know? He said something about DNA. Tell me how I can stop him. I told you he's leaving me. Well, it sounds like you had a good time. Go to hell, bastard! With that, Joanne hung up and started crying again. That was David Tucker. He says you're suing him for 300,000 pounds, she mumbled through her tears. Yes, that's right. I fed and clothed his son for 21 years, paid for his private education and fed him at Oxford. I thought he got off pretty lightly, didn't I? But now I want my money back from his real father, and if I'm lucky, it'll ruin his marriage. You'll ruin his marriage? Have you no conscience? Enough, Joanne. Why do you think I'm talking about your conscience? Where was your conscience when you slept with him, and where was Tucker's conscience when he slept with my wife? He decided to sleep with you, and you got pregnant. Now he can pay for sleeping with you. You two decided that I would believe David was my son. I truly believed he was yours. You've probably slept with so many men that you didn't know or care who David's father was. But I know, and now David knows too. You told him? How could you, you heartless bastard? Of course I told him. He has a right to know who his father is. To tell you the truth, he suspected who his mother was. Why do you think he's been away so much since he started college and didn't come home this summer? You pushed him away. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but he didn't want to come here and see you. I tried to convince him to at least say goodbye, but I believe you'll see him in court during the divorce. My cell phone rang, signaling a new message. I read the message and turned to Joanna. Just in time. David just told me that Michelle doesn't want to see you anymore and doesn't want to talk to you. Her father has also been informed. You bastard! You turned them all against me. Wait, that can't be a message from David. He's in New York. You wish. Neither David nor Estelle left the country this summer. They both stayed at my new house, or rather, Estelle's house. We didn't want your lawyers to be able to claim it. The children don't want to see you anymore. David and Estelle were in the car parked behind us when we left Michelle's apartment last night. They explained to her what you're doing and why I'm leaving you. Michelle was given a choice of which parent she wanted to go with. It looks like she's decided to go with her brothers and sister. Joanne, it looks like you're on your own. You can't do this. They're my children. All three of your children had complete freedom of choice. They know who has cared for them their entire lives, and they know who spent their time partying and acting like a virgin. I won't let you. You can't take my children away from me. Your children made a free choice, Joanne. I know I can trust them to make the right decisions. Oh, when you get in touch with your lawyer, tell him that my company actually belongs to Estelle and has done for several years. There's no point in wasting time and money trying to get a piece of something that isn't mine. You bastard! Joan shouted at me as I left the room with my suitcases. Those were the last words I ever heard from her. Joan didn't contest the divorce, and I don't pay her alimony. David and Michelle's fathers settled the matter out of court. It wasn't the 300,000 pounds I asked for, but it was enough to give them both a good start in life. I don't give a damn what happened to those bastards' marriages. The children refused to see Joan, and officially we don't know where she is. One of my employees told me that she was charged with prostitution a few months ago. But I managed to keep that from the children. In a few weeks, I'm marrying my former secretary, Samantha. No, there was nothing between us while I was married. When I first found out what Joan was doing, I confided in Sam. She left the firm a few years ago to have a baby. While she was still in the hospital after giving birth, she found out that her husband was living with another woman. Naturally, she turned to me for support. Sam is 10 years younger than me, but my children supported us.